Hello, everyone, and welcome to another action-packed episode. It's AWI Pod. I'm your host, Brent Piles, and I've got with me, he's mayor on a mission, the mayor of Canton. Mayor of Canton, how you doing?
Man, let Mayor talk to you. No. Speaking of a rock and LA Night gimmick infringement, just third person it up. I am fantastic. Little setback here about 15 minutes ago, but we've worked our way through it, and here we all are, and I'm glad to see both your smiling faces.
We had some. The only one of us that didn't have any technical difficulties, GA Russell, not Glenn Abbott. Glenn, how's your internet running?
Mine internet is touchwood running fine.
There we go. Well, let's not just say it too much, huh, Glenn? We don't want to mess it up.
Not going to too loudly about that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's what we're here for. All right. So this was inspired by I listened to an episode of 83 Weeks, and Conrad and Eric Bischoff were talking about the worst gimmicks in WCW. And so it got me to thinking about some of our favorite worst gimmicks. And I say favorite because this is a comedy wrestling podcast. And so bad jobbers is exactly what we're looking for. And bad gimmicks, that's exactly what we want. So these might be like a top 5 worst jobbers that we can think of, but they have a soft spot in all of our hearts.
They certainly do. So we're only going top 5, are we then?
I only did 5. How many did you do? Just 5, Mayor? I only did 5.
I have 10, but I can cut it down to 5.
I mean, if you guys got 10, let's just go. I only did 5, but I'm sure we're going to have a lot that are the same. So let's just do the 10. That's fine. Glenn, go ahead. Give me your number 10 first. What's your 10 worst gimmick?
My number 10 is Golgar.
Oh, yeah.
The handsomest man on the planet.
The handsomest man on the planet. Also a good wrestler. Stuck a football on his head to hide all that handsomeness and put him in with a faction that hardly did any wrestling.
I had no idea that was Earthquake until many years later.
No, neither did I. So, yep, number 10, because it's a totally stupid gimmick, Golgar.
Yeah, that's a really dumb idea. That one's not near and dear to our hearts because you don't cover up a man handsome as Handsome Earthquake. You just don't do it. Come on.
Or decent wrestler.
You're right.
And not have him wrestle. Just have him clown about. It's ridiculous.
I think that's not the only John Tenta gimmick we might hear about on this show. Mayor, who you got at number 10?
Number 10, I have a guy that actually is a great wrestler, which probably most of these are. I combined 2 gimmicks into one because I think the one gimmick only lasted like a few weeks and then they changed it. But I have the Fat Chick Thriller and 70s Mike Awesome that went back to back. Like he was the fat chick loving Mike Awesome. And then like 2 weeks later, he's dressed in like some disco outfits. Like what acid planet on Vince Russo's earth did he come up with this? Like this guy can really wrestle. Like he's a legitimate badass. Big, huge human being that can go in the ring. Let's make him the Fat Chick Thriller to give him an edge.
They take the guy. He is the ECW world champion, and you can say whatever you want about it. Yeah, you can say whatever you want about ECW. Call it crap. Call it indie, whatever you want. He was the champion of the 3rd major promotion in the United States. You bring him in and you make him a Fat Chick Thriller and then a 70s guy. Like that's so fucking WCW right there. That is the definition of WCW.
Yep, it is.
I had that in mind too. I had that 70s guy, but it was number 5 for me, so it made a little. So here's one. I'll give you one that I would put in the top 10. And that's Glacier. I'm going to put Glacier at number 10 just because I think if you did Glacier in like 90, 88, 89, maybe that would have worked. But in 1996, it didn't work. I mean, the NWO had just launched, and then they fucking throw this fucking rip-off Sub-Zero guy at you. And like the money that they spent for his fucking entrance, it was just so stupid. So I'm going with Glacier at number 10.
Yeah, that was some big money they spent on a guy that never really, I don't think he ever had a belt.
No. I think his biggest feud was with Wrath and Mortis.
Mortis, yeah.
Yeah, which RP to
It
Chris
looked like
Candido.
another Mortal Kombat character ripoff.
He
He
had
said Sub-Zero versus Reptile.
Yeah, I forgot about the green one. Yeah, I forgot about the green one. Glenn, you got any thoughts or feelings on that one for the number 10 for me?
I think that's a good number 10. I didn't actually have him on my list, but yeah, that is a good number 10.
I think if they bring him in without the big entrance, he probably isn't that big of a bust. But since it had such a big entrance, and they literally showed vignettes for weeks about blood runs cold, and then it's this guy.
It was a Mr. Perfect, like 2 months long of vignettes before he got there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Glenn, we're at number 9 now. Where are we going for number 9?
We're at number 9. This is a guy who, in my top 20, has 3 gimmicks. Notorious for being given 3 bad gimmicks. It was also known as Bastion Booger.
Oh.
And of course, Norman the Lunatic. But I'm going with Friar Ferguson. Oh my sure. They did not hate him. They gave him some stinking gimmicks. And to be fair to the guy, he ran with all 3 of them.
Mary, do you remember Friar Ferguson?
Yeah, he just came out in it looked like a brown monk outfit, kind of, right?
He did, and he used to put it over people's heads.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I remember much of him. I'm not going to remember any feuds, but I do remember him. Not fondly.
I need to find a picture of him.
Yeah. The only thing that I ever thought about when I heard Friar Ferguson was it made me think of Robin Hood.
That's Friar Tuck.
Yeah, Friar Tuck. It's the only thing that I ever thought of. I can't say I've thought of many friars ever other than Friar Tuck. So
yeah.
That was the visual I always got.
I can't fucking find anything. But yeah, I remember him being on episodes of Raw in 1993. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because he was supposed to be like a monk, I think.
Yeah, he was. He was meant to be a monk.
And I didn't think Norman the Lunatic was such a bad gimmick for him because he portrayed that really well. Mm-hmm. But everything they gave him in WWF was so fucking silly.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't have picked a worse outfit for Bastion Booger.
No.
Well, he bashed his fucking big ass into that outfit, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was something. It was a sight.
It was bashed and smashed, if you know what I mean. All right, Mayor. Number 9. Give me number 9.
Number 9. I actually read that this gentleman, I think recently, has the most wins in WWF history, and that is Kane. But it is not Kane's gimmick that I'm putting on this list. It's Isaac Yankem.
Yeah.
One, I hate the dentist. I'm very fearful of dentist. So I did not like it to begin with as a child, but just the look of his face and those mangled teeth, I think they covered them in permanent marker, and it was all it was scary to me as a child, and just didn't like it. And he went on to do so much more as Kane.
Yeah. I typically don't really have anything nice to say about that guy, so I'm going to go ahead and tap this one out. Glenn, you got any thoughts or feelings on Isaac Yankem?
I agree with the mayor. It's a terrible gimmick. As you said, what can you say about Glenn Jacobs? Yeah. As a wrestler,
he's one of the best big men of all time, probably.
Yes, I can't deny that.
But as a human being, well, that's a different issue. So.
But yeah, that is a really bad gimmick. I remember Bret Hart had that big shoot with Jerry the King Lawler, and then Jerry the King Lawler brought in his evil dentist to take care of Bret the Hitman Hart, because that's what people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was all down to that kiss your feet match, wasn't it? As well.
Yep. And then there was vignettes for weeks of Lawler walking through horse stables and not washing his feet, and then that's why he had to go to the dentist, because Bret Hart stuck his own dirty foot in his own mouth, and then that's why he had to go to the dentist. Because that's what happened. And that's what normal. If someone sticks their foot in your mouth, you immediately have to go to the dentist.
Yeah, the dentist.
Yeah, it's the only way to get that fixed. But yeah, not a good gimmick. All right, I'm going with Do you guys remember? This was very short-lived. Goldust was let go by WWE, and he went back to WCW, and he returned as Seven. Do you
Seven.
remember Seven?
Yes.
He's there. He was there in my top 20, but wasn't there long enough. Basically, on his debut, Dusty Reynolds came out and basically said, "This is bullshit. I'm not doing it."
He walked out on. This is the. I feel like he was also the Night Stalker, or was that part of the Seven gimmick? Where he was like peering in children's windows.
I remember appearing in a window.
Yeah, that was Seven. That was part of the same gimmick.
Okay, all right. I'm sad I didn't think of that one, but
that was the funny thing about that one is like what Glenn said is like they did vignettes for like a couple weeks and then they have him come out and he's like, yeah, this is all bullshit.
Which is just as well because they had him as a paedophile.
Yeah,
creepy guy that looks in kids' windows.
He was looking in a kid's window. I guess I don't remember that, but goddamn, it makes it way worse.
There was children sleeping in like the bedroom.
Yowzers.
Wow. I don't know if it was intended for that. I think it was supposed to be like a boogeyman style gimmick, and not like. I think it wasn't supposed to be as nefarious as it was, but looking back on it, it's not.
It wasn't good.
Bro, we'll get you looking in kids' windows, bro. No, bro, like the boogeyman, bro.
Was Vince Russo to be blamed for that one? Was he there at that time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that had to be like 99, 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I try to block it out of my memory, but then we do shows like this, and it's back. Glenn, who do you got at number 8?
At number 8, I have the Red Rooster. Poor Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor, absolute storming in WCW. WWF we'll put a red streak through his hair and have him clucking.
I think he took that gimmick a little too literally.
I don't know if they made him take that gimmick too literally. Vince, God damn it, Terry. Paint your hair red. Get out there and cluck.
I want you out there clucking, pal. I'm not fucking around here. No, it was bad news for him because they were like spinning a wheel of gimmicks, right? And Kurt Hennig came in right before him, and he got Mr. Perfect, and then Terry Taylor came in, they spun it, and he got the fucking Red Rooster.
Oh man! Imagine
they tried to make him a babyface. Why would I root for a guy who thinks he's a rooster? He's crazy.
When you put it that way.
No, I'm not rooting for a guy who thinks he's a rooster. That's insane. Ain't no fucking foghorn, leghorn. Get out of here.
And I feel like in a past show we watched a Red Rooster match, and I brought up the question, what was his finishing move? And none of us had an answer.
Yeah.
I just figured he'd peck the eyes out of someone, just with his face.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever remember him. I mean, he had to have won matches, but I don't remember him doing it. It's like the Lex Luger thing we talked about last week. I remember being a child and they're trying to push this guy as a good guy, and I'm like 6 years old. And I'm going, no, this guy thinks he's a fucking rooster. Oh, Glenn. I mean, Mayor, is your number 8 Terrific Terry Taylor?
It is not Terrific Terry Taylor. It is another tall gentleman that went on to do big things in WWE and WCW, but this gimmick did not strike for him as he went down the yellow brick road to a land called Oz.
Oh.
And I don't remember many matches. I feel like I saw maybe one match with Oz, but just seeing that in that giant green outfit with the wizard look on his head, I don't remember if it was a mask, a beard that they strapped to his face, but it just looked ridiculous. And you have Kevin Nash, and just look at him and let him talk, and instead of doing that to the man. But it is what it is. Someone thought it was a good idea. It was probably Dusty, but yeah, baby, get out there and do your thing.
Listen here, baby. We're gonna get you some stupid little outfit, and you'll get out there and you'll be like from the land of Oz, if you know what I mean, baby.
At least they didn't stick him around with munchkins, though.
There we go. There he is, just without the head.
the wizard head.
We're off to see the. This was his first gimmick here. They were the Master Blasters.
Oh, Kevin Nash in blackface. I could do it.
Well, I think he's just supposed to look dirty. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. That. Here we go. Did they really? Oh no, they didn't bring him out. No, please don't.
Wait, dressed as the wizard?
Yeah.
Wait, they really did bring him. Jeannie Angle was Dorothy in it?
Holy fuck, man.
I don't remember all that. Holy
Kevin
cow.
Sullivan was dressed as the Great Wizard. The role of Dorothy was played by Jerry Engel. Wow. Holy cow. And there's that.
I might have bumped it up a few spots on my list if I knew all this.
You know what, pal? Full disclosure here, Oz is number 1 on my list. So your number 8 is my number 1 because, like you said, you got a guy, he's over 7 foot tall, he's a handsome son of a bitch, and you're going to dress him up like a fucking the Wizard of Oz? How do they even get that past legal? Or like, did Ted Turner own the Wizard of Oz so they could use that?
He does own the rights to the Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Well, I guess that's cross promotion then. I don't, but
yeah,
that's
TBS
so
bought the rights to it.
Yeah.
That's just so dumb. Well, he would go on to be the WWF champion and many other championships, but he was the land of fucking Oz. Holy cow. I'm going to go with Glenn already said, I don't know if this is the same guy. I think this was PN News actually, but Mantar. I'm going to go with Mantar at number 8 for me. They dressed him up in a cow's outfit, but then he couldn't get inside the ring with the head on, so they made him take it off. And then they drew some weird stuff on his face, and I'm like, okay, like I take edibles or whatever. Like, how many edibles do you have to take to think that's a good idea? Like, I want to know what they were using to think that was a great idea because it's terrible.
I've actually got Oz at number 7.
Well, Oz is okay. Let's put the average in. The mayor's got him at 8. You got him at 7. I have him at 1. 16.
So 5.33.
There you go. The mayor knows math and shit. Look at that. So his average for our list is 5.3.
Yeah.
In the merry old land of Oz. Mayor, you got anybody different at 7 that hasn't been said yet?
I do have someone different, and I feel bad putting this on the list because representation is important these days and age. But Eugene as the gimmick, it just felt wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with Nick Dinsmore as a wrestler or as a human being. It just felt wrong, especially looking back on it.
I actually thought that him and William Regal were comedy gold.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to touch that one.
Yeah,
probably a bad thing to do.
You can say with that one, it's not so much as a bad gimmick as it hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
Yes. I think me and Glenn talked about like on Warring the Attitude this week about like Gold Dust and how like it was a different world and it's a different time. And I'm not trying to like say that it's okay because it's not okay. But things were just different back then than they are now.
And I feel like that it was kind of looked on fondly at time. Like people actually thought that it was really nice that they had representation. But to me, it just felt off.
Yeah.
The other good thing about it is that they treated him like a savant, not as a total dumb klutz.
Yeah.
Right.
No, actually, as a wrestler, he was a really good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Even as Eugene, he was a good wrestler. It was the other thing that needed steering by William Regal, just ran general day to day and not being exploited by the likes of Triple H.
I will say the time where he came out at WrestleMania 21, he's all jacked up and excited, right? And then Muhammad Hassan is another bad gimmick that we could probably throw on our list. Comes out, he starts, beating him up, and then Hulk fucking Hogan hits the ring. That crowd went insane. That's one of the best WrestleMania moments. I know people feel a certain way about Hulk Hogan, but that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Hulk and Eugene together was great.
That was some good shit. Yes, absolutely. For my number 7, I'm gonna go with this is a little bit modern of a one. Shorty G. They had Chad Gable in a stupid
Yeah.
like leotard that said Shorty G on it, and he became Shorty G. And I think with what we're seeing on TV with now, what Gable's doing, him being Shorty G is pretty fucking laughable.
Yeah, yeah, that was one that didn't work. Thank God it didn't, because as you say, what we've got now with the Alpha Academy and what he's doing in even his singles stuff
And
now, he's
Maxine
pretty good.
Dupree. Anyway, sorry.
Helps make things better.
It definitely does. It definitely does. All right, Glenn, we're down to number 6.
We are down to number 6, and number 6 is the giant hairy ass twat himself, the giant Gonzalez.
They should have called him the giant hairy ass twat. That would have been good. That would have been a gimmick. I like it.
Even there was no redeeming him in either promotion. He was brought in greener than grass in WCW. All he could say was 3 words in English, or 4 words: "I want the belt." And Vince thought, "Oh, that's a good idea. He can't wrestle. He can't do a promo. We'll bring him over and stick him in a hairy ass suit."
God damn it, pal. Look at him. He's really tall. He doesn't have any muscles, but we'll get him a suit with muscles so that way he'll look like he has them. Yeah, didn't the Warrior wear a fucking suit or something like that? God damn. That Warrior guy was fucking crazy. What the fuck is dexterity mean? That's how it went.
That's it.
Yeah.
So now can't go any better than that.
Yeah, I also don't. We've went at length at fucking Giant Gonzalez, so we're not done with Giant Gonzalez by any means because we're gonna watch him face the Undertaker at least one more time. So be on the lookout for that. Mary, who you got at number 6?
Number 6, I think that Giant Gonzalez falls into this, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I kind of grouped the entire Dungeon of Doom all together as one person, and they were my number 6, with Brutus as the Zodiac. They dressed up John Tenta as a shark.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Shark!
They had the guy that screamed at Kevin Sullivan the whole time. The
Son, my son!
That was just obnoxious.
I've watched that so many times.
Yes, and Kevin Sullivan running in his underwear through the jungle. It was all so bad. It was all so very bad. Yeah,
it hurts so good.
So yeah, I grouped them all as number 6.
Congratulations to Dungeon of Doom. You've got into a group.
You know what? I don't care if the mayor said they're all on his side. Right here, right now, I would like to declare that the entire Dungeon of Doom is now the member of the AWI Pod Hall of Fame because they deserve it. If any stable deserves it, it's the Dungeon of Doom. They're in.
Yes, they are AWI Pod quality gold.
They are,
and that makes John. That makes John Ted a 3-time AWI Pod Hall of Famer.
If anybody deserves it, it's Handsome Earthquake. Goddamn it, that's for sure. But yeah, there's a video on our YouTube page about the history of the Dungeon of Doom. So if you have never seen that, go check that out because that shit's fucking amazing. Yeah. I love the Dungeon of Doom so much, not because they're good, but because it's fucking terrible. Number 6, my number 6, we're going to take up the trash with number 6, and I'm going to go with Duke the Dumpster Droese. His entrance music was literally a trash compactor.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Yep. And then one time he had a feud with a person because they beat him over the head with his own trash can.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen, but usually the trash man who comes by your house to pick up the trash doesn't bring his own fucking trash can with him. So that's stupid.
I never thought about that as a child, but
Oh.
yeah, it's all
I think that's a
dumb.
job, but as an adult, you're like, what? No, somebody run you over with a garbage truck, and you said somebody hit with my garbage truck. That would have made sense, but like your own garbage can, it didn't make any sense. All right, we're in the top 5. We're down to the top 5. Glenn, who's kicking off your top 5?
The top 5, we're going back to WCW with the Kiss Demon.
Oh, Dale Torborg.
They had probably had to spend a good amount of money on that one too.
Talk about exploiting. To be fair, it's as much Gene Simmons exploiting it as they thought there was going to be a right little cash cow for Kiss as well as the WCW, and it turned out that it was so bad that it didn't happen.
There it is. Look at that.
Oh gosh, I feel like Eric Bischoff just was like a Kiss fan and wanted to get like tickets to a show or something, so he created a character.
No, it was the other way around. It was actually Gene Simmons. It was a WCW fan that went to him and said, "We'll give you the rights if you want to use it."
Didn't they have like a Kiss concert or like a song on an episode of Nitro?
They did. They had them there live.
So the only thing I remember for that is Tony Schiavone being like, "You asked for it, you got it. The greatest band in the world, Kiss." I just remember that.
That's a good Schiavone.
Yeah,
I hadn't even rehearsed that either. I just made it up right here. But yeah, that was a weird. So actually, did you guys know his dad was actually a really good baseball player for the White Sox back in the day? Jeff Torborg. Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that at one time, but I didn't know what team he played for.
And I would like to go out on the record here and say, fuck the White Sox. Is it Mayor? Who you got to kick off the top 5?
Number 5 is a duplicate of Glenn and is brought to you by Manscaped. If you do not want to look like this man, clean up your life. It was El Gigante. You want to shave those parts and be as clean as a baseball like Dale Torborg's father threw.
Goddamn pal.
Yeah, El Gigante was bad, but we've already discussed him.
Yeah, my number 5 is something that we already. I think I said it too, and you said I had that '70s guy, Mike Awesome, is my number 5. So we'll move to Glenn. Glenn, you got a 4.
I've got a 4, and we're still within the bad WCW gimmicks of Arachnoman.
Oh, Arachnoman.
I don't even remember that.
It's a real gimmick infringement. And
the fake Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's a fake Spider-Man. If I remember rightly, I had a purple and something other colour suit on to distinguish it from the red and the blue, so they didn't quite get to.
I feel like Rey Mysterio wore an Arachnoman kind of outfit, but I don't remember Arachnoman himself.
I think it was an actual Spider-Man. All right, here we go.
Did he shoot webs?
He looks more like fucking a corn guy than fucking. All right, you know what we're doing this. Watching a Arachnoman match. Fuck it, we're going to do it. Because I found one.
All right.
So we're going to throw it in here. It's only. Well, you know what? We might not watch the whole thing, but we're going to put it on and have a look at it for a second. Why not?
The thing is what makes this worse is it's Brad Armstrong.
Oh, so really one of the best workers of the time.
Yeah.
They made him into Arachnoman.
Wasn't Brad Armstrong like fucking Beetlejuice, or was that Art Barr?
I don't remember that at all. I remember he was the Candy Man.
The goddamn Candy Man, yeah.
He's throwing candy to children and
Wikipedia up here. Let's see what he did.
He was the Candy Man?
Was the Candy Man.
Oh, look at that. He shot the webs. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's facing Tommy Rich with Alexa York.
Oh.
Well, that's something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Everything else it's
Oh my god, he looks more like a corn cob. Like he looks like he should. Like the Nebraska football season kicks off soon, and there's going to be a guy wearing a fucking outfit that looks something like this. What's he doing?
He's moving like a spider would, apparently.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
He looks like Beast Boy.
Arachnaman.
I want
Arachnaman.
Arachnaman. He racks a man as fast as he can.
Rack some
Can't swing
pass.
from your web. No, we can't, because he looks like corn. Look out. It's going to be Arachnaman.
Did he have theme music?
I don't know.
No doubt.
He did. I just sang it.
That was it.
I'm just waiting for him to shoot fucking webs. Is he going to do that?
No, he's done that.
Those were streamers. That looked like a fucking ROH match. Those were webs.
He should have saved those streamer shots for the match and hit Tommy Rich with it.
Now he's like dancing. All right, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
We've seen a little of it. That's all we needed to see.
I know when spiders fight, they start with a collar and elbow tie up.
Every spider fight starts with a collar and elbow. Yeah. When the spider comes down on its web to pick up the bug, first it puts it in a collar and elbow tie, and then it sucks its blood or whatever spiders do. All right, Mayor, who you got at number 4? Correct? We're at 4.
Yeah. Well, the last video we saw is going to somewhat tie into my number 4 pick. Alexi York was married to this man, and it wasn't the original Goldust character. It was the Tourette Goldust after he got electrocuted and he had Tourette's, and he would just bullshit, cocksuck, fuck, cock, and they just leave him. And he did an entire interview with Howard Stern for like an hour and a half in Gimmick. And Howard Stern was trying to break him the entire time about not having Tourette's really. And Dustin Reynolds stayed in character the entire time. And it was awful. Like the Tourette syndrome Goldust was just so bad that it almost is forgettable from all the other crazy stuff that Goldust did, but left an impression on me.
I got to be honest with you. I don't remember that at all.
I do.
Yeah, someone electrocuted him and gave him Tourette's. I don't remember who it was.
Because everybody knows once you get electrocuted, you've got Tourette's for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
There's only one way to get rid of it, and that's, to get electrocuted again.
Bro, we're going to need you to just cuss and mumble.
Bro, it's like, you ever seen Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, and he had like that girl he took to the baseball game?
Yeah.
And she had
I'm almost positive that that's what caused this gimmick.
Oh, yeah. Vince is like, God, no, Vince hadn't seen that fucking movie. He'd be like, somebody pitched that to him and he had never seen the movie. He's like, God damn it, that's gold.
That's funny.
No, the other Vince. I meant Russo.
Well, Russo couldn't have been around at that time, could he? That was in like 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was back in WCW by then.
I don't remember when it was, but yeah, it may have been early 2000s.
I'm gonna have to go back and see this because that sounds hilarious, to be honest with you. My number 4 had one of the most blunderous debuts in WCW history when he tried to crash through a wall, but tripped and fell. But even if this person crashes through that wall perfectly and it's all well and good, he's just a guy in a fucking sparkly Stormtrooper helmet. So then what the fuck are we going to do? I picked the Shockmaster because that's fucking stupid.
The best is Sid just laughing. You can hear Sid laughing in the video when he falls to the wall. I'm pretty sure you can hear
Bulldog on the mic go, he fell on his fucking ass. I'm pretty sure you can hear him say, he fell on his arse or something like that.
Yeah, 2003 was Goldust Tourette's.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Bruce Pritchard. We're going to blame that on Bruce Pritchard. But yeah, my number 4 is the Shockmaster. I know people always talk about like the falling through the wall, but still, even if he comes through that wall perfectly, he's still some fucking guy in a weird jacket and a Stormtrooper helmet. So that doesn't mean shit.
What's crazy is the number of times that the natural disasters are showing up on our list, and they're still one of my favorite tag teams.
It's not their fault. It's whoever booked this shit's fault. All right, Glenn, we're down to the top 3, right? Number 3.
Yes, another short-lived gimmick, Fantasio at number 3. He was a magician that used to debag people, including El Hebner.
I remember he liked to just like spit fire and shit.
Yeah.
Did he have white face paint?
Yep, that was him. Yeah, like a mime.
Okay.
And he'd come out and he'd do the sting thing of where he'd have like a white mime face, and then he'd take the mask off and he'd have another white mime face underneath.
I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking creepy. Like that's haunt your nightmares creepy right there.
Now, was that WWF or WCW?
That was
W-
WW.
Yep, WWF. Do you guys want to see his debut match? It's 2 minutes long.
Oh, go on then.
Okay. I feel like we're gonna put a whole show together just on this.
Yeah, we basically, we went. This is going to be a whole show because we're not going to be able to do it because
We might be able to watch one match or something, but
Well, we're about to watch one right now. The pro
Okay.
debut of whatchamacallit here. I'm going to throw it up here.
Fantasia Barrino, who won American
Fantasia
Idol.
Barrino. Yeah, here he is. He's shooting fire and shit. Here he comes. It's
The dad's like, I don't even know what to say, kid.
it's like somebody called the fire marshal. Here he comes.
He kind of looks like Rick Rude's haircut.
It's definitely like a Rick Rude like 90s haircut for sure.
Yeah.
What in the fuck? Like, oh my god, his hat just fucking blew up or something. That was something.
I want to see a battle between him and Papa Shango with just magical powers.
Yeah, that would have been really fun where they just like do their fireworks stuff back and forth. Oh god, he just stole Arachnaman's gimmick.
He did.
What the fuck?
It's stuck on his hands. He can't get it off.
Chubby Richards doesn't know what to do. Oh, a hip toss. Look at this guy. Oh my god. What's with the outfit too? Looks like something Brutus the Barber Beefcake would wear. Chubby Reynolds can't believe it. Chubby Reynolds is like, I can't believe it. This is bullshit. Guy's shooting. He got fire coming fucking out of his top hat. Now he's shooting fucking webs. What am I supposed to do with this?
What's Fantasio's real name, Glenn? Did he have any other stuff? I mean, he's a big guy. He moves like garbage.
He moves like a pile of garbage, though.
It's
like he's not even fun to watch in the ring. Like he's like a statue. This is not good.
he moves so stiffly. It's like he's made out of like ball joints that haven't been greased.
He looks like one of the putties from fucking the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You're right. I guess the shoulder block was okay.
Well, and now he slammed him. This guy's not good.
Yeah, he was in TNA in 2002 as Del Rios.
Wow.
His real name is Henry Del Rios.
He just pulled his underwear out. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I said. That is part of the gimmick, that he debags people. And there is one match where he not only debags his opponent, but then he does it to El Hebner as well.
Oh no, he's gonna debag. Oh no, he stole her. Hebner's underwear too. That's dastardly. The fact that you call that debagging someone is great. I think that's awesome. I've never heard that before. And when you said he debagged people, I didn't know what you meant. But that's awesome.
Yeah, I was lost too until just saw that.
Oh, what it was.
Well, that was a good one, Glenn, because I mean, I barely remembered that guy, and that was some interesting shit. Man, who's your number 3? It couldn't be that or as entertaining as that guy. Could be.
It was not Fantasia. It's another character that I think we can probably attribute to Vince Russo.
Bro.
If you're a fan of late 50s television, you might remember this family as the Cleavers, but they decided 40 years later to make a spin-off called Beaver Cleavage, who had a love affair with his own mom that I don't think they ever named, but I think they just called her mom. Maybe it was June Cleavage. I don't remember if they gave her a name, but
if it wasn't, it should have been.
It was.
If it's Vince Russo, it's probably Big Cleavage.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, you get incest, you get someone named Beaver Cleavage. It's all just some weird stuff that shouldn't be on television or part of wrestling.
But remember, Mayor, the Attitude Era was better. It was better.
I think people love to look over stuff like beaver cleavage.
Yeah.
That was a good one there, pal. Yeah, Beaver Cleavage
Yes.
is a good one. I didn't think of that one, but that's an excellent choice. That's an excellent choice. Then my number 3, we could really put this guy, this individual that played this character, he could have a top 10 worst gimmicks just by himself. The mayor mentioned him with the Dungeon of Doom. When he was with the Dungeon of Doom, he was known as the Zodiac, but then he turned on the Dungeon of Doom to rejoin Hulk Hogan and became the Booty Man. And as you know, Glenn and Mayor, if Booty Man, if he can't do it, nobody can. Hulk Hogan used to say that over and over, and I never understood why. And why would you call the man the Booty Man? And his finishing move was the high knee because he's the Booty Man. Get it?
It all makes sense.
The best thing about that gimmick was the Booty Babe. And that's it. Nothing else was good about it.
Yeah, Kimberly.
Yeah. That's it. So, yeah, my number 3 is the Booty Man. Glenn, top 2. Here we go.
Mine's nice and easy. Top 2 is number 2 is the Shockmaster. For all the same reasons you gave.
Yeah.
It's no ball on his head. Even taking the crashing. If he hadn't crashed through that wall, nobody would actually remember that gimmick.
Yep. That's the only reason that people know who that is. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that actually made it more memorable.
Yeah, yeah. Was he gonna get it? So he's gonna go fight in war games, right? Is he gonna go get in there with his fucking stormtrooper fucking helmet on? No. Stupid. So stupid. Mayor, who's your number 2?
Okay, my number 2 one is an extremely controversial one here because it's actually, I think, your favorite tag team, Brent, with the exact same name as, and the same people that were in it, but they weren't known as Booker T and Stevie Ray at the time. They were known as Cole and Kane of the Harlem Heat. And they came out chained up as slaves, as wrestlers for a plantation owner played by
Rob
Colonel
Parker.
Colonel Parker.
Colonel Parker, yep.
And he won their services at a poker game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that one shouldn't have even flown in the 80s, but...
No, I mean, that gimmick should never work.
So that made it all the way to number 2. I think they lasted about a month with that gimmick, maybe a little bit longer.
It was only about a month, and then Woman saved them.
Yeah, and I think they made one WCW like Saturday night under it, but yeah, don't do that again, guys.
Yeah. Definitely not a good one.
Great tag team.
That is absolutely probably my favorite tag team of all time is the Harlem.
Yeah,
It certainly wasn't Kane and Abel in chains. That's a really, really bad one. My number 2. So this is like a weird one. So he never wrestled. I don't think we ever found out who he was, or maybe we found out eventually that it was Hornswoggle. But this was an entire storyline that was just stupid, dumb, and it like crashed Monday Night Raw for almost a year, maybe even longer. And that's the anonymous Raw general manager. That shit was the worst.
The laptop.
Yes. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. The anonymous Raw general manager would like everyone to get out of the ring. Fucking stupid. I hated that shit so much.
I didn't even think about that one. I didn't know if I considered it a person.
Well, I don't know if apparently it's Oz.
It's true. He made two appearances.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, that one goddamn, I makes me want to pull my hair out just thinking about those days with the Raw general manager. If you think wrestling sucks now, go watch that. And fuck yourself. All right, we're down to number 1. Glenn, who are you taking as number 1?
Well, I'm gonna go. Listen, this gimmick has absolutely ground my gears for years. And I am well documented both on all sorts of different podcasts. It is the Yeti.
Mm.
It's a fucking mummy. It is not a Yeti. And it's
No,
not
man, it's not a Yeti. It's the Yeti.
it's the Yeti. And it's not.
It's a mummy.
The big 7'5" hairy ass thing was a Yeti. Not this. This was a bog roll mummy.
That's what you call the bog roll, man. That's my favorite.
And to make matters worse, as you know, we've done an interview with Bobby Blaze,
Yeah.
and he said that fucking gimmick. Every time you touched him, because some idiot decided that they were only going to wrap him up in tissue paper, but also cover him in talc. Every time you hit it or touched him, you got blinded and he breathed in talc, and it was a nightmare. Whoever thought of it needs shooting.
They need to be taken out back.
The only thing that ever decent thing that did was shag Hogan up the arse. And Hogan should have been shagged more times and perhaps he'd be a better person.
They shagged him hard right in the middle of the ring in Detroit, brother. All right, Mayor. Who you got?
On the Yeti. Yeti.
Yeti, yeah. Mayor, who's your number one?
It is the ring general Walter. No, I'm kidding. That's great. My number
You want
one.
to die, pal? Is that what you want?
No. I'm a huge Walter guy.
You don't want him looking for you, do you?
No. My number one is something that should have never been on television. I don't know how they got it on television, but it was a man wearing boots with his junk stuffed into a fanny pack. It was Naked Midian.
Oh.
He wrestled butt-ass naked with his junk stuffed into a fanny pack. How you even do that without... I don't even know how they cleared that. How he got all his stuff into the fanny pack.
We're going to see Brett plotting away there. We're going to see it.
And whenever he would wrestle, there would always be like blurs on the screen. Like, no, what are you doing?
Saving grace might be that I don't know how to smell Midian.
So that's my number one. It's something that, wow, it was bad.
Mideon.
How do you spell it?
Mideon.
Yes.
Let's see what we. Oh, pal. Oh, pal. You want to talk about sexual healing? You're fixing to see it. Oh, Lord.
Yes, this probably isn't on the
Look at that, buddy.
He wrestled butt-ass naked with his junk in a fanny pack. How do you talk someone into that?
Oh, man. How do you talk somebody out of that, pal? Look at that, pal. That's all man right there. I hope Rachel's looking out here and see that she might leave me. That is wow. Good Lord. I'm just gonna leave that up for the rest of the show. I thought it was hot in here before, and now I'm really sweating.
At least you didn't pull up a match.
Oh no. That might be too much to handle.
Oh, yeah.
Too much to handle. Unfortunately, my number one we already talked about. It's Oz, and then I see that he came out with Dorothy and Toto and the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah,
made it even better. I also want to I want to throw out some gimmicks that people didn't name that you guys might remember. Do you guys remember Waylon Mercy?
Yes. I've got him on my top. He's on the waiting list.
He was on the outside looking in. He was almost on the outside looking in like 7. So yeah, Waylon. I never understood that gimmick, and I don't know why they did that to Dan Spivey. Like Dan Spivey's a terrifying looking individual. You didn't have to give him some weird gimmick. Damien Demento, who we see a lot on Superstars, that was a really weird gimmick. Or maybe even one that I have an action figure of right here on the wall, Bagoon.
The hockey player.
You have to admire that guy though, because he basically wrestled in fake skates.
Yes. Yeah. That
can't be easy.
It can't be. And then the mayor talked about a faction, an entire faction that he went in, and this is a faction that I thought was weird from WCW, the Misfits in Action, which I thought was very strange. I believe they had Huge G-Rection, which was Hugh Morris, and then G.I. Bro was in there, who was Booker T.
Major Guns.
Major Guns. Who can forget Major Guns?
No one can forget Major Guns. As a matter of fact, you can look up Major Guns and find some very nice videos of her right now if you wanted to. I wouldn't, but you can if you want to. What about Max Moon? You guys remember old Max Moon shooting shit?
Another one in my top 20 didn't quite make it into the top 10.
Here is another one that's like a more recent one, but Scripps. Scripps is a terrible fucking gimmick.
Yeah, we don't have enough current terrible gimmicks, but
it was. But now they're just calling him Scripps instead of Reggie. It's a bit like calling Pete Dunne Butch.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't. It's the gimmick of where he used to wear a tea towel over his face was a total.
When I think of someone named Scripps, I think of some guy selling me Oxycontin on a corner.
Yeah, when I hear Scripps, that's what I think. When you talk about Scripps, I think you got some Scripps. You know what I mean?
Anyway, I had one that I was thinking of that I don't remember the guy that played it, but it was Mordecai.
Oh,
that was Snitsky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Snits? I don't think it was Snitsky. Was it?
No, I don't think it was. But it was that comes in the same sort of bracket as the gimmick.
What was his fucking name? It wasn't Snitsky. It was
They tried to make him.
Didn't he start to get like a foot fetish too, where he like loved feet?
I don't remember that. Snitsky did. I think you're combining people. Snitsky did. Mordecai was he wrestled in like. Think of the Undertaker, but think of him in all white.
He was the White Undertaker. He was brought in as the White Undertaker, and his real name.
The Undertaker's already white. What do you mean?
Matthew Fertig.
Wait, that's his name or his real name?
Real name.
Okay, I would have never guessed that. Yeah, I could have been talking for hours and never hit on Matthew Fertig.
You're telling me he wasn't Snitsky? Are you sure? Hyman Reich, maybe? I'm just thinking of jacked up guys from that era.
Blonde hair.
He was Kevin Thorne.
Kevin Thorne, that's it. He was the fucking vampire in WCW. He used to bring Ariel to the ring with him. I don't remember a goddamn thing about Kevin Thorne, but I remember Ariel. Then we had you guys remember the Loch Ness Monster? He was another member of the Dungeon of Doom.
No, I don't remember who played them.
Haystacks Calhoun, didn't it?
Yeah, it was Giant Haystacks.
Giant Haystacks. Yeah, they brought him in as Loch Ness. Yeah.
He was big over. Well, he was big over here with his feuds with Big Daddy.
But he wasn't known as the Loch Ness Monster, though.
No, he was known as Giant Haystacks.
And okay, my last one that I have on my list that nobody mentioned yet is the Black Scorpion, because they didn't know what the fuck they were going to do with that until eventually they were like, well, Ric Flair can have a good match with Sting. Let's just make him the Black Scorpion.
I think it was Ole that did the voice too, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that was a total waste. Another one non-PC that I've got in my reserve list. Kerwin White.
Kerwin White.
Oh yeah.
That was actually Dolph Ziggler's break into the business as Kerwin White, because he was his caddy.
Yeah.
That was pre-Spirit Squad too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Pre-Spirit Squad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You guys got any more? That's the last one.
Spirit Squad could almost fit into this category too. But
I thought the Spirit Squad did a really good job with what they had, so I don't really think I could put them on the list because I thought that was really, really good stuff.
The Spirit Squad are like the Mexicals. They should have been a bad gimmick, but they did something with it.
Well, all of them could wrestle too.
Yeah,
which helps.
And I didn't realize this, but Kenny from the Spirit Squad is an agent now. I saw him on TV last week breaking up a fight. I didn't even know he worked for WWE.
I didn't either.
I always thought that kid had a good future, and then I just don't know what happened to him.
Probably injury. if he's still working for the company.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't even know, but I saw him breaking up a fight on Raw. And I was like, is that fucking Kenny Dykstra?
Yeah, from what I heard, him and John Cena did not get along backstage, and one of the guys was the future main event carrier of the company, and he said, "Get him out of here," basically.
John
Because
Cena went up to him and said, look here, buddy, your time is up. My time is now, was what happened.
lay your ass down for the 3-second tan or whatever.
Speaking of John Cena, I just thought about this. He's going to be on fucking SmackDown next week, isn't he?
He is.
I still wish I could have got a live reaction of John Cena's surprise return at Money in the Bank because I would lost it. I was 10 years old again. I was screaming in the living room. It was great. It was awesome. It was great. It was awesome. Unlike all these fucking terrible gimmicks that we just talked about, they are somewhat great and awesome because we get a lot of joy about laughing at them. And we didn't intend to make this a whole show, but it turned into a whole show. And I think we should do more of these. And maybe like we could talk about our favorite tag teams and such. But I think we should every now and then throw in a topic show too. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. And we actually came up with a lot of different people between the three of us. I thought it was going to be a ton of duplicates, and we didn't have many.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, that's
the Dungeon of Doom into the Hall of Fame, which is...
Well, they should have been in a long time ago because they are the great. In terms of, our comedy wrestling podcast, they are the greatest wrestling faction in the history of wrestling.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
100%. We love you, Kevin Sullivan, for coming up with all that stupid shit that people give you crap for. We love you, Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
And even before the Dungeon of Doom, what was his group in Florida Championship Wrestling? What was it?
The Varsity Club? No.
When he had it was basically another Dungeon of Doom, but more satanic. It had like Mark Lewin as the monster, and then had like two like satanic worshipers, and Nancy Benoit or whatever her real last name is was part of it.
That's what I think they were married at that time. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of the group.
Yeah, it's coming to me at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on a Friday. My brain's not processing it.
Yeah, Glenn's on the hunt right now.
I believe it was Florida Championship. No, not Florida Champion. Was it?
It might have been Florida. He was in Florida at first, so it might have been Florida.
I know Mark Lewin was part of it. He was like the seaweed monster that came out of the sea in shackles. And if you actually watch him come out of the water, and he's like, yes, he's alive. And he's literally coming out of the water. I don't know how long they stuck Mark Lewin underwater, but it had to be a while because they couldn't have done camera edits back then.
It was called The Army of Darkness.
That's it.
And it had Manic Mark Lewin.
Yes, maybe we can see Mark Lewin crawl out of the water if we can find this video.
And Luna Vachon with the originals, and then obviously, as you said, woman came in.
What did you say the group's name was?
At that time, she was called the Fallen Angel.
Yes, the Fallen Angel. When I think she was like 16 or 17 when she joined the group too. She was rather young.
Mark Lewin.
I don't remember what his name was. I think it was just the Monster or something.
Kevin Sullivan summons the Purple Haze.
That's it. The Purple Haze.
Oh, video unavailable. Son of a bitch. It ain't fucking on there. Damn it. No. I can't.
Was this the YouTube?
Yeah. It had like a thing, and then I tried to click the link to it, and it fucking disappeared. So, no, I can't get Mark Lewin coming out of the water, unfortunately. That would have been fun, but unfortunately. Was it like the same fountain that they came out of, like, at the Hardy compound when they wrestled there? Like the Lake of Reincarnation or some shit?
It was exactly like that, but with no camera effects. Like, poor Mark Lewin had to be underwater forever. You just see him walking out of, like, the ocean like this.
Oh my, well, Glenn, who do you need to plug before we get out of here?
All right. You don't want to hear what I was going to say. It don't
No,
matter.
what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were gonna say something. Say it.
I was going to say, the other week I watched The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is, and they said that the poor guy that was in the creature suit nearly drowned about 4 or 5 times because they couldn't do anything. So there was no special effects or anything. So they just stuck him in the suit with a small air tank and threw him into the lake.
That job sucks.
Yeah.
That's a real shitty job. Wow. That's how TVs and movies were back then. People, they weren't fucking CGI. You had to fucking drown to entertain people.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
All right,
Anyway,
go ahead. Now, who do we need to plug before we get out of here?
I'm booking the territory with Rob and Danny. DDT Wrestling with DC and Doc. Bang Bang with Andy. He's just finished with his shoot, doing exams and things for his shoot job, and he'll be back recording very soon. And of course, the Doctor Who podcast with Danny and Sire.
Yeah, make sure you check all those wonderful people out. Mayor Ken, what do you got for us this evening?
Because he brought us so much joy in these lists, give the bro Vince Russo a follow on Twitter. I don't even follow him, but man, did he bring us a lot of
That
terrible
motherfucker's
television.
got me blocked.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but for real this time, follow Thomas Bryce on the Twitter app. He Thomas Bryce 2017, and on Instagram, I believe it's Thomas Bryce 2020.
You got it.
Like the television show, and you can see all the good interviews and all the podcast work that he does with other wrestling podcasts and all sorts of sports podcasts, especially if you're into the New York sports scene. Definitely check him out. And
He's at the moment with somebody.
what's that?
He's in a feud with somebody at the moment. He was calling somebody out the other week.
Yeah, you don't want to be called out by the Reverend.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to do that. Definitely.
Mm-mm.
You don't want to be called out by the Reverend.
And I guess that's it for us. For me, anyway. I think covers it.
You're not going to plug your own shit?
Oh yeah, Meal with the Mayor. I actually did it again this week, so yeah, I'm planning on doing it until my local Bojangles opens, and that was my exit strategy with the Meal with the Mayor. Was I wanted to do the last video when Bojangles opens, but we'll see if I keep going after that. I don't know.
Never had any Bojangles. That's not something we have in my area.
I found out after watching this week's that if I make a trip to London at the end of the month, I might be able to get one of those pretzel
Little
stuff.
Caesar's pizza.
Yeah, they're opening up a Little Caesars in London, so
Holy shit!
I might be taking a train ride into London to get myself one of those.
Little Caesars is an underrated pizza. Like people like, oh well, it's cheap, whatever. That shit's fucking good.
Yeah, it's
And it's
greasy
like
as heck, but it's
$5,
delicious. It's not going to be $5 over in Europe, but
Oh,
yeah, they don't give you that fucking sawdust cheese like they got over here. That's what makes it good. The sawdust cheese.
yeah,
they give us sawdust cheese and still charge us a fortune.
Well, goddamn, we should be sponsored by Casey. I mean, by Little Caesars Pizza, because we just plugged and make that. I shunned my local Little Caesars because I went there one time and I ordered breadsticks and pizza, and only my breadsticks were ready. And they're like, "Oh, we're cooking them," and then I had to wait 20 minutes for them. Like they took so long that I just left without the breadsticks. And then I did the mayor of Canton, and I shunned them. You know, I'm the mayor of Canton. Somebody shunned somebody for a certain amount of time. Well, I shunned them for a certain.
Yeah, they get banned for that.
Yeah.
Actually, Little Caesars was fresh off my banned list because they got banned the previous August, and I had not had Little Caesars for a year. And that's when I went to go pick up pizza for Christy one night. I didn't even want pizza. I went to go get her pizza, and I sat in their drive-through for nearly an hour to get pizza.
They have they have like a kind of pizza that your wife eats.
It's just cheese pizza.
Oh, okay.
Literally just cheese, tomato sauce, and crust or dough.
That was my favorite pizza when I was fucking 10 years old. So I get it.
So, yeah. And so they got banned for all the way up. I had not had them for a year until I had them on this Wednesday.
Tune in next week for pizza with the man. No, it's probably not going to be pizza, but it's on Wednesday. Anyway, we got a new show. I don't know shit. The Life and Times of Psycho Sid. That'll be out next Friday, September the 1st. And we're going to be checking out the Life and Times of one Sid Vicious, and it's going to be a hoot. Make sure you check out Warned Attitude this week. Me and Glenn will be reviewing In Your House, Cold Day in Hell, where Stone Cold Steve Austin will battle The Undertaker for the WWF title in the main event. So check that out. That's out on Tuesday. And we have a TikTok. If you don't follow us on TikTok, make sure you do that. I post just clips of the show and pictures of my lovely action figure collection that I'm so proud of. But that's it. That's all. If you guys ain't got nothing else, the only thing left to do is for Glenn to say goodbye.
Goodbye.